Does that do the right thing? There we go. It says we have an excellent connection. So hopefully everybody out there can hear me now. Oh, I can hear my echo through one of your guys' microphones.
Probably me.
All right. All right.
I can hear the music.
Yeah, cool. Just something.
And me. Muted.
Unfortunately, when I push the button, fade the music isn't going to work, so I'll have to do it manually, but I think I'll remember. I don't know why. Oh well. Updates of software should never be taken. It's really, I think, what it comes down to. Yeah, okay. It's just busted there.
And what are we talking about today? Releasing new software?
I agree. We should just stop.
Releasing new software that's made for releasing new software.
Hey, Ron. All right, we'll give it our typical 5 minutes to get things going. Oh! I am forgetting a part. That is not automated. Twitter. I have been getting weird ads. I don't know if anybody else is getting them now, but like stuff I would never get before. Like, I don't know what's going on here.
I get random mixes of somewhat relevant and completely irrelevant, just spam, top 10 clickbait stuff that just boggles my mind. But I was getting that before Elmo took over, so.
Yeah, no, whatever. And I pushed the buttons wrong, but that's okay. The sentiment is correct. Let's see. Hey, we have a Jacob. He's early. Oh, I see what's going on now. All right. Very good. I'm almost inclined to get started early with Jacob here. A whole 3 minutes early. But we'll give it another couple minutes. Alright, that is done. Whew. Bright and white. Yeah, so Blair, you gotta write them down. We won't know about them. Related to signing targets and misbuild. So there's already been one open about signing targets, and one's related to WiX conversion. That could be new or it could be known. Don't know. Make sure to look at the closed RC1 issues, which is not as easy as it should be to find, but we'll make that easier next go around. Not this one.
Well,
it's great.
Reverse chronological order works pretty well.
No, you have to go into the project, and it's a.
I just most of the closed issues that were most recently opened and closed are RC1 issues.
Oh, I see. Right. So if you look at the recent issues, yeah, that's a good point. Right. If you go through recent issues, make sure it's not in there. Yeah. All right. So standard directory under directory ref. No, that sounds wrong. Yeah, that's very strange. Be very curious to see what you did to make that happen.
Because it's clearly your fault.
Well, I mean, he has something. I guess you could have done that before. Oh, that's
directory
weird.
Ref under directory ref? I don't think that's legal.
No, you could have done a directory ref to like program files folder, and then put the directory desktop folder underneath it.
Oh.
You technically could do that. It's kind of crazy.
Well,
but you might be trying to lay out your source tree in some particular way.
Yeah. Standard directory today is only a directory ref.
Correct. Anyway, I'm trying to guess without seeing
Yeah.
any real data
that's
how Blair could have got a directory ref, a standard directory under a directory ref. That's
But you're right. The standard directories are all those well-known IDs. The hierarchy doesn't matter.
correct. It's definitely one of those. Don't do that. but we'll see what we do. Maybe there's a legit case for it, and I've never thought about it. It certainly has been possible, as we've seen in many other things. All right.
No, surely not.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so we're just killing time for one more minute here. Just, we'll stay consistent. 9:34.
Because so you're saying now that we cannot start early.
Well, I guess we could. All right, it's 9:35. We're going to end that conversation right there. And we can revisit next time, or if Bob wants to bring it up in the comments and questions section of this.
Oh,
thing.
I'm always happy to let lateness happen.
All right. Yeah, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the WiX Online Meeting 247, first day of December 2022. It's been a fun couple weeks. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you do that kind of thing. Otherwise, I don't know. Hope you had a good couple weeks. I feel like we've had a good couple weeks. We'll talk about that in a minute. As always, this meeting is recorded for those of you that aren't with us right here, right now. Let's go talk about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do triage. Triage has a very particular spin on it because we released preview 1 3 weeks ago. I've lost track now. A bit ago, and we've got some bugs, and so we're going to talk about some of those, and then we will talk about the WiX v4 release plan, because that's what we're doing. We are releasing WiX v4. That's our focus, so that shouldn't be any surprising. And then we'll do anything else that people want to bring up. Questions, comments, other things to talk about. So let's go jump into triage. Bob, ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, triage. Woohoo. All right, so I want to point out one real quick thing. Triage is a lot lower than it would be. We've had a lot of bugs come in that were clearly WiX 4, that were people using WiX 4 Preview 1, and they were clearly bugs. So it just went, all right, cool, take it, fix it, take it, fix it, take it, fix it. We'll look at a smattering those in a minute. These are the triage issues that were not closed and that were not clearly bugs, or maybe just left open as triage. So starting at the top, let's look at 6998. WiX identifier, validate path, yada, yada, yada. Bob?
Yeah, so this is one of the uglier bits. Of
10 minutes ago.
WiX
I didn't
UI.
refresh.
Yeah, I went through the stuff that was closed, that mostly were closed by the person who submitted. But yeah, the issue here is the platform-specific custom actions that we're using in all the extensions now. WiX UI has 2 of them. One to validate the path if one is entered, and the obviously vital one of being able to print a EULA. I would so enjoy getting rid of that custom action, because who the hell is printing out EULAs? But whatever. Because they're platform specific and they're inside an extension library, the IDs have to be unique. I picked an approach for back in preview 0 that worked and had some flaws, and in, I don't know, some kind of maybe turkey-driven brain something, I came up with another approach that I think is a lot more reliable. And actually, I think I did this before Thanksgiving, so I just was looking for a reason that my brain didn't come up with the better solution the first time. But this bug is an example of one of the downsides of of the old approach. The new approach will not magically solve any problems, but it's a lot more straightforward to explain. In the previous model, you essentially had to hard-code a platform inside your WiX authoring, and I decided that was unacceptable. So the new model does not require that. So goodness.
So is this bug fixed?
No. Yes, this bug is obsolete. You cannot run into this exact scenario.
Okay. All right.
Well, actually, you can.
Is this something the converter needs to flag, or does it already? Maybe it already does.
It does not. Yeah, okay. Why don't you reopen this? And it's already assigned to me, and put it in RC1, and I will take a look. I don't know what the converter can do. At most, it could throw up a warning, but that might be worthwhile.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I can do that to myself, can't I?
Yeah, I was. Me pushing buttons while trying to talk and move everything else around is a bit of a challenge, but okay.
Well,
Yeah.
but I was talking, and
Yeah. So I was about to do it, and you said you do it. I was like, all right, cool. Okay. Test hanging after VS 1714 on ARM. I think he just disabled this issue and then closed it, or disabled the test. I don't really know. Like, I was surprised this just went away. I don't know.
well, my assumption was that it meant that he didn't believe it was a WiX problem; it was a VS problem, and therefore there's no reason to.
Yeah, I guess I'll open read that issue if I have more information. Okay, fine. So, that is fine. We'll, I guess we'll expect to see something like that to come back. All right. 7039. For each, which I really dislike, but whatever.
Oh, you love it. I know.
No,
you
I
love it.
don't.
Oh, wait. Okay.
All right. So it's not pulling off the quote. Did V3 pull the quote off? Should we fix this in 4? I left this here only because I was like, I don't know. Should we fix this in 4?
I opened it because it's inconsistent with the other processing instructions.
Oh, we probably
Like
fixed
define.
the other preprocessing instructions, and I'm sure I never even thought about going anywhere near for each.
Yeah, V3
Yeah,
does,
okay,
like
fine.
you can say define foo equals quote something quote, even for a single word. It's required for something with white space in it, but you
Okay.
can use it for a single word. And like when I was doing the V4 preprocessor doc, I'm like, okay, well, I've always hated the optional quotes, so I'm like, okay, let's put them in.
And then it didn't work.
And I did the same thing for each and published
Okay.
it for preview 1,
right.
and then I actually tried to use it.
All right, give it to me. I will. You're right. It's inconsistent. I'll fix it to match all the other preprocessor stuff. So, yay. I was kind of expecting I was going to get that one. 7057, WiX 4 custom bootstrapper command line, always empty. I think Sean's comment is probably the answer, that Burn pre-processes a bunch of things to say here are how you should use these things. These are the command lines you should recognize. And he wasn't expecting that. So do we give this another couple weeks and see if it goes away in that time? I guess we'll leave it triage.
Yeah, give
Give
it
him-
one shot.
Yeah, give him at least 24 hours to respond. I don't know. It depends on what time zone this person, whatever time zone this person is in.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll come back to that one. I'm guessing there's going to be no work on that one. All right. And then we have a feature request, 7058. Add a core SDK search to go along with the net core itself search to find the SDKs. And it sounds so, basically find the SDKs the same way that you can find the core. And this guy has said that he's happy to go work on it, and he's looking at it and hitting some issue that I don't understand. The big question is, do we want to take this? And I'm not saying that because I don't want to take it. I'm saying that because now that we're kind of going to RCs, I think we kind of have to look at everything, especially features, and go, yeah, we'll take it, or no, now's not the time to take it. We'll put it in WiX 5. So
I want to say, I want to say our default should be no, we're not going to take new features. Preview 1 is supposed to be feature complete.
yeah, so right. This thing came in right at preview 1 at the late, so I'm kind of on the fence because, well, you didn't see how it was going to be done necessarily, so now would be the time that it would have to happen. I mean, now you see like, oh, I see what they did. Oh, you just need to add this thing, it's missing. I could kind of see that argument.
Well, this doesn't feel like it feels like an interesting feature. It doesn't feel important enough to me that it would, disrupt the stake in the ground of preview 1 as feature complete. But then again, I'm also, perhaps not imagining the need for an SDK. The runtime, fits the model we've had for the .NET Framework redist. WiX 3 never had any support for detecting .NET Framework SDKs, but then again, you rarely needed one. Whereas with .NET Core, .NET 5, .NET non-framework, you need the SDK for more things like .NET Global Tools. So maybe it's just a lack of imagination on my part.
Well, it should just be a copy paste of the other one. It's just going to call the same function. So it's really going to look very similar to the other one.
Or at least it should. Never know what we might get, but yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I was like, it's basically is it copy and paste, or I don't know, refactor and reuse? I don't know, however to do it. All right, let's see what it looks like. If it looks like the same thing as the other one, I'm like, yeah, let's take it just because it came in so late and someone's extending the same exact pattern for the SDKs. And I can't come up with a reason why you want it, but I also can't think of. But my imagination may not be enough to come up with it. So all right. Let's just respond and say, well, I don't know what this issue is. I don't know why spans are getting involved in any of this at this point. But this harvesting, the way that MS Build harvesting is creates lots of problems. So I don't know what he might be hitting.
I'm confused about this one. How are these things related?
I think this is him doing a build and hitting the test.
Yeah.
I don't think it's related at all. Because this is actually before you get to the extensions.
Right. So, sorry,
I think he's looking for help on how to fix his build. That's my guess.
This is potentially a bug in Heat, not the extension.
Right. What he has here is, I can't build. Look, here's all this information about what I can't build.
Including from a windbag dump. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go talk to this guy a little bit more, see where he ends up, and we'll go from there. That's all of the triage here.
Yep.
All right. So I just want to kind of bring up a quick look at the issues that have been closed, mostly in the RC1 timeframe. Just as a preview one, I'm kind of blurring this in the next feature, but I want to kind of look through here. So we've already hit like 36 closed. A lot of the closed issues are around the website because we moved a lot of content in the website to make place for the WiX 4 officially, as well as moving to DocuSource that renders all of our documentation much easier than all the stuff we were using before. So all that was great, but there are a lot of issues in all the getting the page URLs correct. So that's fine. That was not unexpected, and it was great to basically blast through those and eventually work them all out, as annoying as it was. But yay. And then we've hit a couple issues like this, INI create file or create line was a great catch. And like the permission EX thing was another interesting thing. So it's been good. We've had some people clearly using Preview 1, finding some converter issues, getting into it, and opening issues. And we've been plowing through them to fix them so we could be on our way to RC1. So on that front, these have been a great set of bugs that we've seen come in. Really happy with that. And at this point, we have a few left for, a little bit more time to go. Is this right? Did I refresh? There's got to be another one here. Anyway, yeah. So we have still some work to do. There's the for each one that just got open. So things are looking pretty good right now, and we are continuing on our way through. So that's that. On that note, let me switch back to release plan. I was just saying, Preview 1, I feel went actually really well. We were not inundated with this does not work at all. The issues that were found were all like, yep, that was things that we'd miss. And a lot of it was getting the web pages all wired up and made better. So in general, I feel really happy with the way Preview 1 has gone. I don't think we're done. I think we got a few eager people, which is great. And now we need to go get more people, which hopefully will spread out more of the space. But by getting these people, they found some of the early things, and the rest of should go better for everyone else. So on that note, that means we're working to December 16th for RC1. So that's like 2 weeks from now, which feels pretty good for the kind of bugs that we have. And where we're going feels pretty good, kind of things. I'm not saying that we necessarily have to have every single bug in the RC1, because I think it does include some larger maybe documentation things can do. Still some release stuff that I'm hoping I can do in RC1, but I may need another RC to really validate them. Anyway, so I feel like we're in a really good spot and have been in a good spot for the release of RC1 on December 16th. So that looks good, and I'm hoping, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm hoping. December 16th is in the dead zone of holidays, so I don't know how many people will pick up RC1, but at least not in December. And hopefully in January, when people come back, they'll be like, oh, there's WiX for RC1 out. That means that, hey, release candidate, they must be getting done. So probably be a message to be pushing the early January. At the same time, I'm expecting some people will pick up RC1, at least validate that we have fixed the things that we thought we fixed in Preview 1. More people will try it, and we will fix a number of bugs enough that I think we should follow what the .NET core team did to release their RCs essentially every month. Once they start RCs, just kind of release every month. That feels like a decent idea, which means releasing the RC2 like January 20th, plus or minus a week. We could talk about that, but I think the 20th is probably about right, given, if we stick to Fridays, which is a little bit easier, kind of end of week, give us a little bit of time. If things spill over, we can kind of pick up pieces stuff. So that's kind of the thinking for RC2. We'll push RC1 pretty hard, like on January 3rd or 4th, kind of starting to get that message out there. I thought about going hard on the Preview 1 message and decided that the data we were getting was okay. So we didn't need to go out and get more people knowing about Preview 1, but go in RC1 and won't spend a lot of time, the week of the 19th or the week of the 26th, when a lot of people take off vacation, at least around the States. So basically come back after the new year, like the 3rd or 4th, and hit the ground running of, hey, WiX 4 RC1 is here, RC2 is right around the corner, jump on it, kick the tires. As I have said, we will release WiX 4 as early as possible, so as few RCs as possible. Could that mean February? Maybe. That might be like RC3 could be, RTM. That would be cool. I don't know that that's going to happen, but certainly is the direction to be trying to hit. And I'm not saying we'll like be an RC date, will be RTM date. We'll make that decision as we get closer. Right now, we just need to get more people picking up Wix and, seeing if they find things in their general usages that they have hit. I know Blair's already left some comments that he's hit something that like the conversion is wrong. So that's our attack plan. This hasn't changed since our last meeting, so hopefully none of this is particularly surprising, other than I think January 20th is a good line in the sand to draw right now for RC2. And the information that we glean from RC1 and the information we glean from RC2, I think, will definitely will give us a much better plot for how far away is RTM. If we release RC1, people pick it up early January, we get a couple weeks of bug fixes, a couple weeks of bug reporting into RC2. Maybe a few more people pick up RC2, RC1 people pick up RC2. We see what kind of stuff is inbound. We probably have an RC3 in February. And hopefully at that point, we're starting to get a feel for, this is the general quality bar that we're at. And here's how much longer we have to go before, hey, you know what, we're done. Wix 4 is in the can, and we move 100% our attention to Wix 5. So feels nice to be in this mode. And so far, things on this release plan, once we added the RCs after the previews, have felt good. It's felt good with the number of bugs, the kinds of bugs, the general feel we've been getting from it. So that's the plan. Questions, comments, things people want to talk about, other stuff going on that we should know about in World of Wix that we need to talk about. Oh, I covered up the comment. I covered up the comment thing. Let's see. Disseminating ARM environment test on. Yeah, so Jacob, we just got ARM hardware at FireGiant, and so haven't had a chance to spin it up yet. 'Cause honestly, I've been just fixing other Wix 4 bugs, but that's going to be a thing to do.
I want to see if I can run all of the Wix runtime tests in Windows Sandbox on ARM64.
Yeah. So that's So we have that now, but that's pretty new. We just bought it for everybody a week or two ago. I kind of lost track. A week ago. So there's that. How do users discover new Wix releases? So we have not been pushing Wix releases yet. We will send out notices. Although, we sent it to Wix mailing list. Oh, maybe did I? Oh man, now I'm sitting here trying to remember. Wix preview. Did I send a mail Wix preview one to Wix users? Oh my goodness.
I don't
Huh.
know.
Anyway, RC1 will be much more concerted effort. Definitely will be pushing to the mailing list. Definitely will have a thing on the website that says, hey, RC1 is here. And all the other places that we can to get the information out that it will be there. We will, on all the Wix website places that you can go and look, that's where we'll be pushing it. But your question is a good point. And like I said, I kind of thought about, given it been the holidays and given that people were picking up Preview 1, a lot of you, I think, that are come and watch these online meetings, that's great. Because we get like 100 people that end up watching these every week or so, which is a great amount of people kind of catching up, because I know not everybody can make this time zone. So I feel pretty good about what we got in Preview 1. I feel like we got to exercise a whole lot of the processes around this, and I feel like a lot of that behind the scenes back office stuff has worked out just fine. And I feel like we're set up well. So we're going the holidays. After the holidays here, we'll push, we'll make a serious concerted effort to push RC1 and then RC2 and things like that, and refine our messaging. So Ron, if you see things missing after the RC1 release where you're like, hey, you should push into this channel, or even before, go ahead and let me know, and I will add it to my list of things to push information into so people can try to find it. A lot of it was we didn't want too many people on we didn't want, I don't know. What a lot of people on preview one, it was a balancing act of how bad are we going to get hit? Like, how well does WiX 4 work? And before preview one, with not a lot of people on it, it's like, it should be fine. And in the end, yeah, it's been pretty good. So, like I said, I've been. It's not pleasantly surprised. I've been pleased that things have worked out about the way that you would hope they would. What is that? I don't know, whatever that. I need a word for that. Feels like there should be a word for that. Maybe in German. But yeah, it looks good. Things look good. The only issue I have is I wish we could have done this, 6 months ago, and then this would have been the end of 2022 that we were doing RCs, but it's not the way it is. All right. Anything else that people want to talk about? Things about that. Things to talk about. So looking forward, plan is to have another meeting on the 15th. We'll do another round of triage, things we'll talk about. Maybe there'll be something that comes up in that meeting that says, no, we have to stop RC1 for some reason. I don't know what that would be right now, but we will have that meeting to talk about it. Otherwise, I expect that meeting will be a typical, hey, yeah, let's talk about this. Let's triage this. And if anything pops up that we're like, it'd be nice to have it, but we're not going to slip in RC1, or maybe we do slip in RC1, we'll make that decision. It'll go into RC2. So we will make those kind of decisions right before that. Like Sean took an awesome fix just before preview one and everything worked out great. So I don't remember what that was, but it was something and everything worked out. So it's like, yay, we'll see the same thing with that WiX meeting on the 15th. That's 2 weeks from now, standard process. I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything else to talk about? Am I missing anything?
No.
Yeah. If it isn't clear, the focus is on releasing WiX 4. I think.
I got that.
Good. Good. Okay. So we'll be back in 2 weeks to do essentially this all over again, but probably with less recap of the release process. Although maybe I'll just walk through it just so everybody's like very clear, drilled in their heads. What are we doing? The RC1 is released on the 16th. We will have a meeting on December 15th at this time, this place, and we will talk about how it looks and what we have, and maybe we'll look a little bit ahead to RC2 and what we're going to be doing and how much time people are going to be taking off over the break. All right. Until then, I think that's it. We are... yeah, that's it. We are back in 2 weeks, and we'll do this again. All right. Until then, we're fixing bugs. You guys have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.
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 Oh, did I? I closed it. All right. Yay. All right. Bye, everybody. It's good. We are in a good spot. Feels pretty good. I like it. I like it. Woo. Later.